Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Sorry I'm a little late. YouTube had some streaming issues. Welcome to the tradingsyndicate.org. I'm JJ. And looks like we're going to open up on a gap. How's everybody's weekend? You guys have a good weekend? Happy month end. Today is month end. Tomorrow is the last trading day of the month or market maker month end. So today is month end because we still settle T+1. Meaning equity trades today settle tomorrow. Soon it'll be same day settlement. So, looks like I'm going to have another coffee for this session. What's up, Black Swan? Raj, Alexander, forget about it. Yeah. Another gap up. Oh. We have a poor high. Sellers competing up here at 36. So overnight inventory is, oh gosh, I'd say it's probably maybe 98% short. I mean long, sorry. Sorry, there's always something wrong with this stupid Epic pen. Stay with me, folks. You little minor software glitches this morning. Okay, yeah, there we go. So overnight inventory is about 98% long. All of the trading is above Friday's close. We're looking for a move down, maybe a gap fill, who knows. Let's see. The all-time highs are up here, over 67.55. And yeah, end of the month, end of the quarter markup. And we appreciate everyone being with us on the stream this morning. We would ask you, if you could, to please like and subscribe. Thanks, Ju, for reminding me. Yeah, a little poor high up on the overnight. There have been inventory corrections, but they've been very, very small inventory corrections. So we had an inventory correction in U period. We had an inventory correction here, an L period, and then we had another inventory correction in J. So we'd one time frame up, correct inventory, start one time framing up, correct inventory, one time frame up, correct inventory. And what those inventory corrections do is they allow buyers who are trend buyers to hop on the trend. Right? Now we have competitive selling up here at 36. Let's see how the market handles that. So I did balance levels, gosh. I used distribution balance, 16 half to 19, doubled it to 24, doubled it again to 34, and if we go 8 times cost basis, well, there's 4. Yeah, this market is really, it's been marked up now months and months, years and years on the back of trapped shorts. Hey, Ronan, how you doing? What's up? I am listening. Yeah, so we're just kind of barreling into month end. For the folks in the room, at 11 o'clock, I'll be doing a seminar on journaling, and it's practical, actionable journaling, what we need to keep track of to actually capitalize on the information that we see so we can actually take real-time trades and manage risk. Because there's so much information, people don't really know what they're journaling. Let's cut it down and make it actionable for them. That'll be at 11 o'clock in the room. I'll provide a Zoom link. And it'll be recorded for those who can't attend. Yeah, it'll be saved. For those of you who have to work, I get it. You can only be on Zooms for so long during the trading day. So right now we're in distribution. We are in distribution. And the shorts are just holding us up right here, allowing the large wholesalers who are long under 6,700 to get rid of their product higher and higher through the Globex session. Yesterday, I put out a little video, what to look for in the overnight, and I said, if we get above Friday's high, don't short it. You can short these inventory corrections. That's fine, but don't go position short. And apparently, a lot of people didn't see the video. And they shorted the holy living crap out of this thing. So I said, use the upper levels. So my upper targets were, one of my targets was 67.35 and 3/4. We overran it by one tick. It went 67.36. So that's where we've kind of run out of steam for the time being. Let's see what happens when the market opens. People love to short markets. Good God. People love shorting markets. And I get it. I understand it. Some people really enjoy shorting. It's the same people who like throwing TVs off apartment buildings. They love to short. Right? Let's drop a watermelon 30 stories and see what happens. Hey, Colin, how you doing? The only problem is gravity doesn't apply in the markets. The concept of gravity is not something that applies in markets. In markets, you have to have a seller. Nobody ever thinks about that. Right now, you've got a seller. You got a seller at 31 half, at 31, 31 quarter, 31 flat. And they are going to sell down to an area where they find a bid. What does that mean? You sell the market down to an area. You just tap it gently. Tap, 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 until you find a large buyer, right? When you find that large buyer, you raise price, just like they did 2 seconds ago. You could see where the sellers, they're participating here, right? Push price down. When we came back up, boom, sellers are going to be waiting, right? So you tap the market down, you find a big buyer. You lift the price until everybody starts competing again. Now, in the meantime, hopefully more buyers have come in, right? And then we can lift the price over 32, maybe go 32 quarter, 32 half, 33, and see if they'll follow into the slaughterhouse. I mean, into the selling area. Just checking to see if you guys are awake. Distribution. That's the name of the game. Exactly. You got to lure them into the candy store, right? That doesn't sound good. Lure them into the nightclub. The longer price is stable, people will buy. People will buy price stability. Lessons from the boiler room. You learn these things when you run a boiler room. There you go, Alexander. Sideways action will bring in buying if you've got enough people trapped short, and if you can just manage that balance of selling enough just so you can keep cashing up. I am listening, but not selling too much that you scare the buyers away. If too many people come in and start competing now at 30, then you'll see price go down to 27 and a quarter. I was a trader at a very, very a small but very high profile brokerage firm, which was known for having all the really nasty people trade through it. Sort of all the pirates in North America, Switzerland, the guys who were like high functioning sociopaths. So you learned a lot from, because when they'd give you orders to execute, sometimes when it was slow, they'd start talking and you'd pick up little bits of information. And when I left that brokerage firm, unfortunately, I left it not under my own. My boss got arrested for trading for some kind of scary people. So I was persona non grata. I had to go work at a boiler room. I was the trader for a boiler room. So I was the executing trader. These phone chimps would bring in orders, and I would trade out the stock and make sure the boiler room was at least 30 to 40% of the sell side volume every day on whatever deal. One thing I learned was if the price drops, see how it dropped from 67.34 down to 30. If you could hold 30, right? If you could hold 30, people will line up and start buying. You just got to show them that it's safe to buy. And then others, you got to show them that there's nothing available under 30. And slowly price acceptance will happen. And then we could lift that 32 offer up to 33, 34. Now that's only if the order flow permits. So whether these markets are manipulated like a penny stock or whether they're naturally occurring, the same thing happens because human nature is still the same. Whether it's manipulated or naturally occurring, human nature is still the same. And size traders will always take advantage of that because that is what your job is. So if enough selling competition comes in and there's not enough buying, price is going to go down, right? So if you are shorting right now, right, what's the practical application of that? Say I'm short 31, 30 and 3/4, 30 half. Where that white line, the sellers, right, at 32, that's where my stop's going to be. Because say I am thinking, you know what, overnight inventory is long, we're going to go down. I see a seller at 32, then I see them competing at 31 and a half, right? I want to go short. Where's my risk? My risk is in some place that is practical. Because if we lose that 32 seller, do I want to be short 31 and my 32 seller is gone? Exactly. No. If I don't want to be short 31 if the thing's trading 34, what's the point of that? Doesn't sound like much fun to me. You know, there are smarter ways to structure a tax loss. Right? See, there's that 31 and a half seller. They're there again. They're like a bad cold. They won't go away. See? Look. Boom, 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 boom. Right? So say I'm shorting in this area, 31 and a half, 32. Those are my, I'd use 31 and a half as a warning level. If it offers and prints 31 and 3/4, I know I'm in trouble. And 32, 32 and a quarter, I'm gone. Buy. Now where am I going to put my buy orders if I'm short 31, 30 half, 31, couple of contracts? Where's my bid? Well, my first bid would be 29 and a quarter. Right above that 29 level. Yeah, you might be a little smarter than me there. I am listening. Right. Now, if you're trading a little bit of size, you always sacrifice your first contract. It's your lookout bid. If you're selling, it's your lookout offer, right? You could put a 39, 67.30 or a 29 3/4 bid and see if you get tapped. If your bid doesn't get filled, it could be tough. Now, since we've been on this Zoom, we're just in a little rotation here. It's distribution. This was the highest rotation, right? This is the attention Kmart shoppers. So if this distribution goes sideways long enough, it'll do this. If we get buyers off the open because it's month end and people need to cover. Otherwise, I'll be looking for this. Right? I am short biased. I gotta say I'm short biased just because inventory is long. There we go. There you go. Those bids, those 29 and 3/4 bids, boom, now you bought a contract. See? So the market has just told you, aha. So you bought one at 29 and a half, 3/4, wherever you ever, Now, those sellers, let's see if they move down here. Right? Now, I'm just curious. I don't know whether or not there'll be a 3/4 seller. I'm just curious. See, there's a lift. Let's see. No print. Do we get a print? Going begging. Oh, there's a print. Okay. So that means that was a little stray order. Let's see if we stay above that or come back under. There's a follow through. This is when it's slow. You guys can do this and you can see how things actually work. Right? So this big red candle could be just a stray order and then we go back to that back and forth. Or do we get follow through underneath 29.5? Now, I know it's Monday. Too early to say any light bulbs going off? Don't worry, we'll dig into this in this next quarter. Yeah, but not just yet, Raj. First order of business first. So inventory correction first, or not. Know what I mean? Just really focus on that candle chart, Raj. Because that'll help you when you're in the car. See how we're kind of going back and forth? There's a little bit of resistance at 29, half 30. Point of control move down from 33 to here. Right? What I'm trying to do with you, Raj, is I'm trying to get you away from the TPO and that stuff. Because soon we're going to go to same day settlement and it's not going to matter. You know what I mean? Raj sometimes does his best trading when he's driving his mom between doctor's appointments. So anyway. Oh, you don't have it on the iPad anymore? Oh, okay, that's good. Okay. All right. So we got some continuation at 29.5. Look at that, right? Now, where are you going to put your next bid? I'd go 28/4. Right? So say you're short 3 at 31, 30 and 3/4. Bid, bid. Put your bids in. And this is how you trade an inventory correction. I'm trying to do something with him, Truth, specifically to Raj in his trader development. Hey, Rudy. TPO will matter, but things like T plus 2, T plus 1, all of that stuff, that's going out the window. So I don't want him getting stuck on that stuff. Because a lot of that traditional finance stuff is going the way of the dodo bird. See if you have your bids in and you stagger them. Now, truth be told, if I was short 30, 30 and a half, I would have covered by 27, right? But that's just me. So there's that inventory correction that we're looking for, folks, as we're coming into the opening, which is a couple of minutes away. Look at how they're selling it down. This is price competition, right? This is price competition. So what does that mean, JJ? Well, it means they ran out of buying. Got to put the price lower, right? Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with a bunch of rotten bananas that you can't sell, right? Your job is to sell inventory as a trader. You want to bet AO? Equity settlement always affects how the futures market dependent on equities trades. There's a little hint for you from somebody who's forgotten more about settle than most people will ever know. I'm a detailed guy, AO. I'm a detail guy. It has nothing to do with futures settlement. I don't want to go into it right now because we're going to open in 33 seconds. So we'll save that for another time. But T plus 2, T plus 3, it did affect where futures traded for sure. But that's all gone now. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see if we can close the gap. Looking for 17 as our lower target. Some short covering bids coming in here. Seller at 24 right now. Is VWAP still in the same place? As long as we stay under VWAP, if you're short the 22s, go put some bids in. See if we can get a little lower. There we go. Cover some at 20. If it creeps back over VWAP, be careful if you're short. Okay, we need to have sellers here. Give yourself some cushion. See? Look at that. Right to VWAP. There's some strong bids here. Right where that X found the bid, that's where it's finding bids this morning. If it creeps over VWAP, be careful, folks. Going to wait for the next candle. Now, let's see if that next candle can get over 23. Opened right at VWAP, yeah. See, told you. And we opened under those 67.28 and 3/4 single prints. There is a seller up there. Just trying to find out where they are. I'm very short biased. Very short biased. Bit of a choppy open here. Just going to watch this before I take a trade. A little off. I'm very short biased, so I'm having trouble going long, even though I should have been long on that green candle. I'm just watching the open, and if we can stay above the open, we'll start moving back up. If we can't hold the open, watch out, we're going to go challenge that A low down at 20. Not the easiest opening trade. Because VWAP is a little bit of a pain in the butt. Just looking for a rotation. Okay, creeping above the open. There's a seller at 22.5, 23. If we can clean them out, can we get past VWAP? How many people are short? Can we get past VWAP? Having a hard time. I'll let the large traders work this out. Okay, there we go. So, if we can stay under the open now, stay under VWAP, going to take out 19. If we can take out 19, looking for 16 and 3/4, 17, okay? Here we go. We haven't been down here since the London Open. So if you are short, say you're short what, 21, 22, 20, get your bids in, right? Because when we come to this area, it was fairly solidly bid in the overnight, right? Those bids might have moved higher in RTH, so make sure you get your orders in the system. Looks like we just did a look below and fail of 19. And if this next candle cannot take out 19, be careful on the short side, okay? Jeez. There's some bids. We have some bids in here today. right to VWAP. I think we've got a little rotation going here, folks. So far, the gap fills all the way down here at 67.03 and 3/4. We've got a ton of people trapped short between there and here. And because we mapped out these areas like 17, 16, that kind of thing, we can look for bids when the market comes into that area. Remember, if you are a seller, that they are going to be competing sellers at 22, 23, okay? Because VWAP is right there. Let's see if we can get under 19. If it breaks 19, you're looking for 16 and 3/4. So I just marked off with IC where the last inventory corrections found bids. So I'm seeing whether or not we front run those bids or do we eat through them. Here we go. Oop, there's a nice response from 17 and a half, 18. Hey, Monica, how are you? Creeping down on that 17 area. Almost there. There it is. Right? Right where we corrected inventory. Right at that level. And then the next place that we'd go bid is 14 and 3/4. Right? I bought 17. I'm selling 18 and a half, 18 and 3/4. I'm flat. Just a little scalp long there because I didn't get the short. Did not get the short at all. Let's see. If you are long, there are going to be sellers at 20 and then up at 21. And don't forget about VWAP. Here we go. There's that 20 seller. Hello. There you are. You were going to be there. Breaking under 16 targets 14 and 3/4. I'm not seeing a size buyer that's desperate. Not yet. No big candles and a continuation candle, nothing like that yet. Here we go. Let's see where they sell into this. Oh, they already had. Okay. So inventory was long. Inventory correction, lower. Not the easiest short, because we had those two big candles that interrupted it right off the get-go. But then shorting at that VWAP level, that was a little helpful. Now let's see if we can keep 19 clear, and we can probably zip it up to VWAP. Not yet. There we go. There we go. There it is. There we go. Right to VWAP. Nice trade, folks. Nice trade. Nice trade. I took 19 to VWAP. Now, we came nowhere near the gap fill, right? That's what we were talking about. Remember, we tap it down until we find the bid, right? And that's where you want to go long, right? But not long forever, right? I was long 19 to 22. And that all happened in a minute. It took me 15 minutes to kind of get my head right into that trade. Hmm. A little few Monday cobwebs, right? Definitely, Mike. Next area I'm looking at, of course, is that 25, 26 area where the A high is. And if we clear that, look for 28 and 3/4. So that's what I was looking for off the open. An inventory correction, right? Inventory's long. You correct inventory down to where the big buyers are. When you find those big buyers, look at the last three 1 minute candles. As soon as you locate that big buyer, and it was at 17, right, which was the London open, the London low, boom, straight back up. And the same would be if inventory was short, right, and it corrects up, it'll correct up to where the big seller is. Just things that you should be aware of when you're trading, right? It's practical. It helps you trade in the right direction. Now, even though I wasn't shorting as much as well as I should have, it allowed me to at least set up for a couple of decent trade, like scalps and little ones, and then a nice little 3-point long on a couple of contracts. So the fact that I wasn't sharp off the open, right? The fact that my execution was not as good as it should be, that tells me right off the bat that I need to buckle down and work on that and focus and concentrate before I just start trading for the hell of trading. You know what I mean? It's all process. If we take out the A high, right? If we take out that high up at 26, we will. trigger some stops, which are buy orders. That'll take us up to 28 3/4. Oh, what's next? A little back and forth here. Let's see if we can hold VWAP. There we go. Remember, if you're long on the look below and fail of 24 that just happened, there is a seller at 25 3/4. So if you were long and you were going to hold it a little while, put a 27 sell order in. In case it pops, you might get a fill. And that'll tell you, right? If it doesn't pop, you can always flip out of the contract. But you could see how there are sellers right here, right? You can see that. They sold here and here and here and here. That way you can manage your expectations. Now, if you're a larger trader and you want to hold, that's fine. But if you're a scalper, knowing where the competitive selling is, if you're a long scalp, makes all the difference to the world between a 3-point trade and a 2-point loss. Know what I mean? Map out your charts in a practical way, not with indicators and stuff. Where are they selling and where do they stop selling? That's all you need to know. Right? Whatever method you use, right? All you need to know is where do they stop selling? Where do they initiate selling? Right? So you're using a moving average or a crossover or a fib, a dib, a squib. My balance levels are whatever you're using. That's all you need to know. That's the information that it has to give you. Right? If whatever indicator or method that you're using doesn't tell you that, it's useless as you know what on a bull. You need to have practical order flow information. Right? I know there's a seller at 26. Why would I go long at 25? What's the point? Right? And I know that there are buyers at VWAP, so if I did short it at 25, I got to cover VWAP. Or maybe a tick or two under if it breaks. So is it worth me expending money right now? Now, if we get under VWAP again, maybe another short. 21.5 down to 19.18. But I don't see that just yet because the offer is lifting. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's choppy. There we go. I'll wait for the next candle. I might miss that short. I don't know. I just don't trust this candle. Need to stay under VWAP now, candle. There we go. There we go. Break 21. Come on. God, it's choppy. There you go. 19.5 bid. If you can't get bid, I'm taking the offer. Move it up to 19 3/4 because I'm greedy. Oh, covered it at 20. There. It's, you got to really, really, really try doing that quickly, right? Try looking to see where the short's coming in, where the selling's coming in. Take the trade and then put a buy order in. If that buy order doesn't get filled, there's a button on your DOM called buy ask. Just take it. Because look how quickly the supply ran out. I mean, if you're a short seller and we're at all-time highs and it's the end of the month, you're going to have different business conditions than usual, right? Yeah, a little situational awareness too helps, right? Back up overview up again. So now I'm done. Oh wait, it's choppy. Like we had a bit of business and now it's kind of slowed down a bit. Oh, just as I say that, it's going to take the A high. Let's see if we can get past those 26 sellers right there. And it takes time to develop, right, Mike? Unfortunately. That's why sitting, and that's why we're going to be talking about journaling today in the 11 o'clock session. So that way, like it always comes down to like your trade location, right? And when you start retail trading, you never know where the hell to take the trade or why, right? So trade location is really hard to figure out. There's that 26 seller. I think they're going to frustrate us. Is it Houdini? I don't know. I'm not a pattern guy. It might be. I just see a rotation between 20 and 26 right now, with deep discounts taking us to 16. So it's kind of this choppy box, is what I'm seeing. Kind of there. Market profile does help, but it will kind of give you the map of the city and then zoom into the 1 minute. Yeah, exactly. Right, Nano? Could be that coffee I had was a little strong. We're not even out of A period. There's no need to force trades. It's Monday. We got the whole week. Right? Matt, are you in Calgary? Cool. You must know Josh then. You guys sound like you both work out at the airport. VWAP up to 26. Oh boy. Oh, sorry, a little sore from leg workout. Oh, gosh, getting old. Yeah. I can't stand the guy. That's funny. Pending home sales. Thanks, Jeff. Nice work, Colin. Nice work. Sellers are at 26 still. Let's see what happens in the next half-hour period. Boy. What's going on in the wide world of stock? Take a quick look and see what's going on. Tesla 443. Apple 253. Look at that. It's just hung there at 252 to 256. Palantir 179. Amazon. It's kind of in a big balance. Microsoft. Can Microsoft hold 511.70 going into the end of the quarter? Nvidia 183. SPY. I got to redo these NQ levels. All right. Are we going to take out 26? There we go. Step right up. ES for sale. Hot off the grill. Come on. Really? 15 seconds. That's all we got. Jeez. Okay. So we got a wall of sellers at 26, folks, so far. Maybe people will get wise and will try and take out that A low. Let's see. Can we get past the goalie at VWAP? Got to take that B low and drop it underneath the open. Come on now. Sell them like you mean it. I haven't taken a trade yet now, like since B opened. There. A little lower, please. No. Some responsive buying at 22. What broker do I like? They're pretty much all the same, Hermog. Iron Beam is good. AMP is good. It's not like they take you to lunch anymore or send you a Rolex at Christmas or anything like that. Not like in the old days, you know? I've never done business at IBKR, so I wouldn't know. They've been around forever. I know their margin rates are expensive though. That's why I use and I have my clients at the discount houses. Because it's only $300 margin to trade a E-mini, right? 3 to 500 depending on where it is. Whereas at IBK it's full pull, right? They don't have any discount margins. You know what I mean? And commissions are pretty cheap at the FCMs. We have people who use Interactive and they don't complain about it. So, but I don't have any personal experience with them. Looking for 19. Come on. Right. So we have a wall of sellers at 26. What did JJ not do? What did undisciplined? I should have been short 25. So what do they want? 14 grand to trade one E-mini? It's a bit steep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a lot of scratch to trade one E-mini. Whatever you're comfortable with, you know. Right? So why did I say that? Right? Now I didn't capitalize on it because I was asleep at the switch, but I should have been shorting the holy crap out of this thing at 25. Stop at 26, looking for the bottom of the box at least, right? That's the trade I missed. But we saw that there was a seller. Look, seller, 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 seller. Sell next to him, right? Okay. Yeah, it's okay, Jerry. I'm sure it doesn't like you either. Yeah, just kidding. Uh, so we're just in balance, right? So that's what you do, folks. Just trade the inside. Just trade the outside in. Sorry. I always get in a little bit of a weird mood at month end. Right? So look above and fail of 26, look below and fail of 19. There you go. And that should keep you in junior mints for the day. That's a nice trade from 20 to 24. Right? Not bad. Not bad. Just trade back and forth in this. Once you get a nice balance area going, right, you can just trade it until it breaks out. Right? So if I was long 20 or 21, using 19 as a stop, sell them at 24, make 2, 3, 4 points, right? Then wait till it looks above 26 and fails and comes back underneath. There is no, other than that little fire sale we had for 4 minutes under 19. See if they sell into it at 26 again. If they see a bunch of buyers, they'll lift that price and we'll trade 28. Let's see. 27? 27 quarter? Nope. Let's see how aggressive those 26 sellers are now. Because that'll tell me if they see bids or not. If they aggressively come under 26, I know that we're running out of buyers. If they start lifting the offer over 27, then you know. Right? Look. It's offering under 26, but not aggressively. You want a nice aggressive seller when you're short. I'd wait for the next candle. And that back and forth between 19 and 26, that might have cleaned up the overnight inventory like a washing machine. Let's see if we can, boom. Right there. This is why when I hesitated here on that red candle for a short, I was like, it might have cleaned it out. Maybe we'll just take this and go sell it higher. And there you have it. Right? Single prints are gone. Cleaned it out. It's almost like they were listening to me. Oh, man. I love month end. The nutty time. I know, I was like, yeah, that's why I was like, look above and fail of 26, and then that red candle, I was like, uh-oh, something's fishy, and then zip, all the way up to 31. That was somebody coming in hot and heavy to short. Now, 26 used to be resistance. It should be support. If it's not support, it's going to screw up a lot of longs. Ugh, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Short should be trapped underneath 26. So it's going to come test it now. Watch. Tap, 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 tap. There's 26. 26 half. Is there a bid? If there's no bid, we'll drop all the way back down to VWAP. Where's the bid? Big up and down candles. It's quite a savage market. There's some bids coming in. Not very aggressive, though. They're playing hard to get on the buy side. Looking to see if we hold 26. Waiting for the next candle. Nope. They don't have the bullets. Look, they just sold into it. They sold right into it. Under 24 targets VWAP. Let's see. Let's see. Is this a look below and fail of 24? It is a very crappy market if you overtrade this thing. You really don't want to overtrade this. If we get enough longs trapped, we'll target a gap fill or get close. Right. Long 24, selling 25 and a half. I just scalped that just to see if there was a bid there. There's a lot of people out going into the end of the quarter offside, Mike. There's a lot of people going into the end of the quarter offside. Gap fill, yes. Hey, Howard. Gap fill is all the way down here. 67.03 and 3/4. For those who are long, let's see if that 26 seller is still there. So it's a little balance zone right here. Oh, it's not changed his mind, Matt. Can you afford to raise price? If you can't afford to raise price, you're going to have to put it on sale. That's the problem. Because I might want to sell 27, but if you're selling 26, you're going to take all my customers. Short 25 and a quarter. Buying them back at 23 and 3/4. Right? Look above and fail. Right? Short, stop, cover. Rotation back down. That 26 seller is still there like a bad cold. Right? That's rotation, my friend. That is rotation. Now let's see if we can get down to 19. All the way back down. Do you guys see what we're doing? This is where the business is being done, right? So we've looked below, we've looked above, but we're back to this. See? That's your playground. So just play in your playground until it breaks out and holds. Then wait for them to define the next playground. Trade from the outside edge in, right? And use stops, right? Because had I gone and executed short here, like it took me all of this time to get on the ball to not short that candle. I was going to. Then I noticed it came back up over 26. I was like, no. And then boom, they got it. Right? But always have a stop in. Use that as your stop. You would have stopped out. No big deal. Right? Try and wait till it looks above and fails and sell underneath that level. Use that level as your stop. And then put bids in. Right? There's a business reason for the trade. Right? You have competing sellers at 26. They're going to price compete to get those customers at 25, 24. Right? Their cost basis is under 6,700. Right? So it doesn't matter if they sell it at 26, 25, 20. They could sell it at 67.15 for all they care. Right? They're still in profit on size. Looking for the bottom of the box, 19 quarter. You can see how, look at those candles. Seller, 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 seller. So had you shorted 25 like I did and you were still in the trade, put your buy orders down here. Put your buy orders down here. Let the market hit you as it goes down. So you're not chasing it. 19 and a quarter to the tick. Now, let's go see if we can take out that A low. Or do we look below and fail 19? Well, look below and fail 19. I'll wait for the next candle. It never changes, does it, G-Man? It never changes. It's always the same thing. The business doesn't really change, right? Buy a bunch of cheap crap, sell it at a higher price, right? Right? Look below and fail of 19. We're looking for 23, 24, 23 I'd take. Maybe 22 and 3/4, right? Let's see if it can. Oh, we got a seller right here. Because probably that's where VWAP is, right? Yeah, it's always in the way. Yeah, right there. Right. Come on, take me at 22 and 3/4. Thank you. See, folks? Outside, in. Outside, in. Get it? Just draw the box and then trade from the outside of the box in. Your risk is pretty measured, right? You're not taking crazy risk on these trades. The business reason for the trade is instantly apparent. If it's not, get the hell out. The journaling session is going to be on Zoom, Truth. And the recording will be posted in the room. Top of the box. Right to 26. Look below and fail. Do you folks see it? You see the rotations? Wouldn't you just rather trade I mean, if you could trade the rotations maybe 3 times. 2 times. You take 2 trades, 5 points, 3 to 5 contracts per trade. You're done. Why mess around with anything else? No indicators, no patterns, just common sense and intelligent business. That's all you need. Yeah, I haven't even looked at a longer term chart. But your lows seem to be, well, on the 1 minute. We'll see what happens. Still early in the day. Still early in the day. Any questions? So, we will see the rest of you folks in half an hour. If we get accepted above 26, what are you going to do? You're just going to take this little box and you are going to double it. So you're up, if it breaks and holds, you will have levels to use. Right? Simple. So you'd be looking around 39, 39 and a half, which is just right around here if we were able to stay above the balance. That's how you use balance, two-sided trade, consolidation, whatever you guys want to call it. That's how we use it, right? And once we are over that position, we should go, right, take all that cheap stuff that we bought in the VWAP zone and try and go sell it up here, right? And try and go sideways up here, if the order flow allows. Hey, Anne-Marie, thank you. How are you? You know what? If you are free at 11, please drop into the room. We'd love to get your thoughts on journaling. I've come up with something. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see the rest of you at 11 o'clock, and the session will be taped. I know lots of people have to work, and you can only get away with a couple hours or a little bit watching Zoom. Don't want to get you into trouble at work. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you guys. Drop by and say hi at thetradingsyndicate.org. And you'll come away thinking like a proper villain. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.